Have you ever been a fan of a series that's been around for so long and has done so much experimentation that when they release something that's completely different, you're not sure what to think of it? Well, that's been me with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Now, to be fair, a rhythm game was bound to happen because a majority of the games have some kind of rhythm mini-game placed within them, and the music just absolutely slaps. But did a game like this really need to exist and at $60? Well, I've played it, beaten the world tour, and have come to this conclusion. The gameplay itself is a great way to teach people basic rhythm techniques and how to tell the difference between melodic, harmonic, and percussive rhythms. There have been studies on how rhythm games can help improve someone's basic knowledge on music, and I'd like to talk about that. I won't mention important plot details because, honestly, there's not a whole lot to speak of. The story is just a recap of things from Kairi's perspective with some new content at the end. I'm not going to spoil what happens because it has nothing to do with what I want to discuss, so no need to post a spoiler warning. This is just me gushing about how the gameplay works to get both newcomers and fans into the beat. I should also address this elephant in the room. Why this game and not other rhythm games like DDR or the Persona dancing games? Simple. To me, this is the most beginner-friendly rhythm game I've seen, designed for the whole family to get into. Most songs in rhythm games are aimed towards fans of certain genres, and while that could also be said for this game, there are just enough Disney songs that allow it to reach a wider audience. Plus, the controls are a lot more comfortable than other games in my personal opinion. But that doesn't mean this game doesn't have some of the same faults as other rhythm games, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So without further ado, let's get started. The name of the game is to match the rhythm of the music according to the difficulty chosen on one of three types of tracks: field tracks, memory dives, and boss battles. Your team has a health meter and access to items to help you along. You miss any notes, your health goes down and your combo resets. You miss too many notes, you get booted and have to try again. You can choose from one of 4 teams, but besides aesthetics, it does not matter who you choose to play as. Whether you choose the team of Zola, Dolan, and Gooby, Jesse McCartney, Reno, and black-haired Kairi, Blueberry, Rocky Road, and Mint Chocolate, or the Beastmaster and his colorful pets, each team plays exactly the same. Field tracks, the most common ones, require your team to move along a track of the world and take out the enemies to the beat of the music. Most of the time they are field themes or battle themes of the associated world, and while some do fit, others are a bit of a snooze. Looking at you, Traverse Town. Now, if you think all you have to do is press a button at the right time, you're only half right. Assuming you're playing the PS4 version like me, you press X, L1, and R1 to strike the beats. When you see different colored arrows, those are jump points. Red means you press the circle button to dodge a projectile, blue means you strike an aerial enemy, and green means you need to hold it to take flight and touch the green eighth notes on the path. When you come across crystals, you'll press the triangle button to do a special attack to take out big enemies. Memory dives work the same way, except instead of running, you're gliding on the track with a FMV playing in the background. With these, they introduce green extension notes and yellow notes that require moving the left or right sticks in cardinal directions. Memory dives are usually associated with the protagonists like Sora or Aqua, while some are just opening/closing themes by Utada or are songs from Disney films that I can't play because I don't want to get DMCA'd. This is for educational purposes. Please don't sue. I have no money. Last but not least, there are the boss battles. These work as a combination of the previous. You need to press the buttons from the field tracks or the extension joystick notes from the memory dive in order to get through the track. As you do this, there will be a climactic fight going on in the background with your characters doing all kinds of flashy stuff that remind you of the standard games. Each song comes in 3 difficulties: beginner, standard, and proud. With beginner mode, you focus mainly on keeping a steady beat with the music while occasionally playing the melody. Standard adds more of the melody along with the harmony and percussive parts of the music, and then Proud mode combines those 3 elements to make it more of a complete selection. Let's use the Land of Dragons as an example. In beginner mode, you play along to the percussion as you go. Then with standard mode, you play along with the melody and some of the harmony. And then of course with Proud mode, a majority of the melody, harmony, and percussion come in to really give you a challenge. Each track does this in some way or another, so if you don't feel comfortable going for that proud difficulty, you can always take it down to standard or even beginner and work your way up. And if you want to spice up the gameplay even more, you can change the styles. One button is pretty obvious. You press one button to do everything for you, and you can play it in different difficulties as well. You do end up with a separate score, so you can't cheese your way to a AAA+ on the higher difficulties. Speaking of higher difficulty, Performer Style basically adds all the other buttons not in use to add more combos and colors to the screen. If the regular Proud mode wasn't enough for you, then you can consider this Critical mode. Only thing is, it doesn't affect your health if you miss, just adds more points to your score, and you can only do these styles on track selection, so you don't need to worry about these on the other game modes. At the end of each song, you get graded on how you did. The better your timing, the higher your score. If you don't miss any notes, you get this thing called a full chain, which raises your score even higher and gets you some nice goodies. And if you get only excellence and rainbow excellence, you get an all excellent, and your score bar turns solid gold. This is easy to do in beginner mode, but of course, the higher the difficulty, the harder it is to get these. Let me just say that the hardest song for me are Wave of Darkness 1 and Dark Domination, just for the fact of how much they throw at you. I can't get through these songs on Proud mode without using items, but I keep trying to get better without the need for them, which I think is the game's biggest strength. Have you ever been to an arcade, be it ones from the 90s, or Dave & Buster's, or Synergy for my West Texas crowd? Those games have an addicting nature that, whether you win or lose, you keep trying to get better and show off to your friends how good you are. Which is why I think this is perfect for teaching people basic music patterns before ramping up the difficulty. And again, the Disney songs are great for kids since the games are designed for the whole family to get into. Now, while I think the game is designed well, the one thing I've noticed that can be a problem is perception. With field tracks, the course will move at different angles that can mess with your rhythm. Most of the time it's not that bad, but sometimes you'll think you'll hit the beat on time when really you'll end up with a miss or good at best. With memory dives, just seeing can be a challenge. Yeah, this looks pretty, but sometimes it's hard to tell when to let go and hold the button again. It also doesn't help that there's a movie going on in the background. My eyes are trying to focus on the notes, not sad characters being sad. And the same problem can be said with boss battles. Yeah, this looks cool, but it's more distracting than helpful. It also makes me want to play the other game so I can actually do these flashy combos instead of watching them. The amount of buttons they want me to press in higher difficulties is ridiculous, Performer Style or otherwise. But if you can make it through, the rewards you get are pretty nice. If you're new to the series, then it probably doesn't matter, but if you're a fan, you will get all kinds of goodies like story scenes, artwork, or high-quality JPEGs. But if you are a fan, then you'll notice that the music used are the original MIDI files from the PlayStation 2 days, and while I'm not against that, some songs are a bit grating after a while. You'll probably also notice that certain songs were omitted, and that can be a bit of a problem. I get the feeling that Square Enix will add more songs via DLC, and hopefully that'll be free DLC, because while it's got a lot of content, I personally don't think it's worth $60. It's a fun game, just not really worth full price, but I do hope the modding community gets a chance to add songs from the series, or even songs unrelated to Kingdom Hearts. But at least with the songs you do have, you can introduce your friends and family to this absurd series by playing co-op mode. This footage was recorded with my fiancée as my co-pilot. While I'm the huge Kingdom Hearts fan, she has a passing interest at best. We started in beginner mode, and as predicted, the game would throw her off, but as we continued to play, she got better at the game. But if playing together with other people isn't your cup of tea, well, there's always online mode where you go up against other people and show them how good you are at the game. Or they could wreck you at the game and take away your rank. It's whatever. So whether you're a fan or a newbie to the series, or if you have little to some experience with rhythm games, Melody of Memory is a great place to start. The gameplay is solid, and it uses some of the best music of the series, but at the moment, you're better off waiting for a price drop, and it can be a bit disorienting if you're easily flustered. But, as we say in the music scene, practice makes perfect. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I've done It's Personal. If you have any suggestions for the next topic, go ahead and leave a comment below. You should also follow me on Twitch and catch whatever shenanigans I've got going on there, most likely playing more Melody of Memory and getting wrecked by the hard songs. But anyway, thank you for watching, best wishes, and I'll see you at the next one.